Recently, I was out in public with some of my friends and I brought my two dogs with me, Sadie and Simba, both of whom are under a year old, so they're puppies. In fact, Simba just turned 4 months old. I brought them out with me and I love bringing them out. They love people. Simba is someone that will literally just go and he will love on you. He'll give you kisses. He'll sit in your lap. But there's always the little tiny part of me that's afraid that they're going to do something that isn't right. I'll never forget the first time I brought Sadie home. We had to go in public for the first time and we went to PetSmart and I put her in the cart and she did so well. And I thought she did well all the way through. But when we were checking out, what I didn't realize was that she peed through the cart. Now, I didn't realize this at the time until I was unloading the dog food that was underneath the cart and I recognized there was some liquid on it and I didn't recognize that she had peed. I felt bad for whoever walked up behind me and potentially could have slipped. But I'm bringing my dogs out in public with my friends and they all come up to me and they're like, Brian, your dogs are so well behaved and we love your dogs and it's so cool just to see them and they're amazing. In fact, one of my friends came up to me and said, I'm not really much of a pet person or a dog person, but if I was to have a dog, I would want Simba. And as a dad, that makes me really proud. But as a Christian, as a person, as a man, as a leader, it got me thinking, do people say that about me? Do people say that about you? Do you stand out from amongst the crowd, or simply are you just in the crowd? It made me think back to Philippians 2, verse 13 through 16, which say this: For it is God who is working in you both to will and to work according to his good purpose. Do everything. Can you say that with me? Everything. Everything without grumbling and arguing. Some translations say complaining. So that you may be blameless and pure, children of God, who are faultless in a crooked and perverted generation, among whom you shine like stars, shine bright like a diamond. Come on, somebody, in the world, by holding firm to the word of life. Then I can boast in the day of Christ that I didn't run or labor for nothing. What I love at the beginning of this verse is it says, for it is God. It is God that is working in you. It is not you. It is not all on you. So let that encourage you. It's not on you. It's not on you. It's on him. It's on you to be obedient. It's on you, as it said at the end, to hold firm to his word, but it's on him to direct your steps. And I think that should lift a burden off of us. But how do we shine like diamonds? How do we shine like stars? Well, it says it very plainly, do everything. Now, I know sometimes in the Bible, we hear the word everything and it's like, does it really mean everything? It means everything, friends. Do everything without grumbling and complaining and arguing. When someone offends you, it's not your job to go and retaliate and start a conflict. It's on you to love on them. You see, I think if we just took this verse, do everything without grumbling, complaining, arguing, we would immediately stand out. Why? Because we see in this generation, everybody has a conflict with somebody. And this is what makes us blameless, and it's what makes us pure. It's what makes us faultless in a crooked and perverted generation. Do you want to be blameless? Do you want to be pure? Do you want to be like my dog Simba, where someone says, man, I wasn't really looking for a friend like you, but now that I've encountered you, I want to be your friend. I want you to tell me what's inside of you. When we are blameless and we are pure and we are faultless, we shine like stars. But how do we shine like stars? Well, it's quite simple. We hold firm. We hold firm to the word of God. When it says to do something, like when it says do everything without grumbling and complaining, it means we do everything without grumbling and complaining. When it says not to worry, do the flowers worry? No, they do not. It doesn't mean that we can't have anxiety. It doesn't mean that anxious thoughts are a sin. It's just this quote: is anxiety a prison? Or is anxiety something that is just going to happen? Anxiety is going to come in our mind, friends. Worry is inevitable. Anxiety is inevitable. But the prison of anxiety is a choice. And it's a choice by how firm are you holding on to the word. And I love what it says. It's not just the word. It's the word of life. What is your source of life? And then and only then, Paul says, then and only then can I say I ran and labored for something. In the book, it says this, that I didn't run or labor for nothing. What he's saying is this: when we hold firm to the word of God and we live a blameless and a pure and a faultless life, it means that we lived a life for something. But if we didn't do those things and we didn't live a life for God, what he's saying essentially is this, that everything else is for nothing. If you're living your life to become TikTok famous, or you're living your life to see how many times you can binge watch The Office, ultimately, are you living a life full of purpose? Unfortunately and sadly, I have to say no. But if you hold firm to the word of God and you do everything without grumbling and complaining and arguing, then and only then are you going to be blameless, pure, faultless, and shine like stars.